Hello. With this session, we are going to discuss about why chemical reaction took place. Means why chemical reaction happen. When any element or atom take a part in reaction, there is only main one reason behind that. Every atom wants to search for stability. They always be wants to become stable in nature. Due to this reason, the atoms wants to take a part in reaction. Because atoms with complete orbital they feel more stable as compared to incomplete orbital. It means the orbital of atom with electron it should be fulfilled. If the orbital of any atom is not fulfilled with the electron, how much it should be can be carry in one orbital, the atom feels unstable. And that is the only reason just because of that any atom take a part in chemical reaction. That's why we can say that atom needs to follow one rule that is considered the octet rule, which says atoms can be allowed to lose electron, can gain electron, or can share electron in order to fill their orbital with valence electron. Octet means 8, so we can say the 8 electron should be completely present in the outermost orbital of any atomic structure. Then only the atom feels more stable as compared to the other incomplete orbital present in the atomic structure. For stability, the atoms allowed to take a part in chemical reaction in which the atoms can lose electron, can gain electron and can share electron to get the complete valence electron in the orbital. That is the only reason the atoms wants to take a part in reaction. Like I'll show you some examples in which the atoms allowed to take a part in reaction while which they get lose electron or gain electron or can share electron. Like you can see here, here we have two atoms. One is a sodium atom and one is chloride atom. In the sodium, the atomic number of sodium is 11. So electron filling of sodium is like 281. It means the outermost orbital in sodium is having only one valence electron. Now, in chlorine, if you'll see, the atomic number of chlorine is 17. So we are feeling the electron value is like 287. So here in outermost orbital, the chlorine have 7 electron. So we can say here the both sodium and the chlorine do not have a complete orbital which fulfill with the valence electron. So that is why they are allowed to take a part in reaction. They are reactive in nature because they wants to get stable and they need to lose or gain electron from the outermost orbital to become stable in nature. So here the sodium have only one electron in the outermost orbital and itself is metallic in nature. That's why sodium can lose the outermost electron present in the orbital and give to the another element. So here the sodium is allowed to give one electron to chlorine. Now after giving one electron, that completely outermost orbital is get neutralized and the second one orbital is become the sodium's outermost orbital, which is already completely fulfilled with the valence electron, with the 8 electrons. So here, after getting one electron from the sodium, the chlorine outermost orbital is also get fulfilled with the 8 number of electrons. So you can see here after that reactions happen in which one element allowed to give electron and another one take the electron. So you can see here the sodium outermost orbital is also get completely fulfilled with the electrons and here the chlorine outermost orbital is also get fulfilled with the valence electron. Now the both get a more stable structure as compared to before that. And after giving one electron, the sodium get convert into sodium cation because it's give electron, so it's get a positive charge and it's become the electropositive element here. Now the chlorine, after taking one electron, it's get a negative charge and is considered as the chloride anion here. Okay, now I'll share you one more example on the basis of the sharing of electron. Like you can see here, you have a two atoms of chlorine. Chlorine, as I told you, they have the 7 electron in the outermost orbital. So you can see here the outermost orbital of all both of atoms have 7 electron. Chlorine is non-metallic in nature, so they are allowed to share electron while they react with the non-metallic part. So here the chlorine both atoms they not get a give and take of electron because they are electronegative in nature. So here they allow to share electron because they have both have a single one unpaired valence electron. So and both need only one electron in the outermost orbital. So they allow to share this unpaired electron with each other and allowed to fulfill their orbital with 8 electrons. So these are completely unpaired electron get combined together and thus our outermost shell is get joined together of both atoms. And that is why that complete they allowed to fulfill the orbital with the 8 number of electron. Such process is considered sharing of electron in which two atoms of any element allowed to take a part in reaction and they share their electron and fulfill their orbital with 8 number of electron. Okay, the next one reaction is also a part of the sharing of electron like in which we have a two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. Oxygen atomic number is 8 and in the outermost orbitals have a 6 electron. Here you can see and hydrogen atomic number is 1 and it's a 1 electron in the outermost orbital. And the hydrogen need 1 electron more to stabilize the orbital with the complete fulfill of electrons and the oxygen here need 2 more electron to fulfill the outermost orbital. Now to fulfill the outermost orbital with the 8 number of electron, oxygen need 2 electrons. So that's why it's react with the 2 hydrogen atoms because both hydrogen has one electron which is completely unpaired. So here under the part of the sharing of electron they get combined with the oxygen. Here this hydrogen get combined with this unpaired electron of oxygen. Here this hydrogen get combined with unpaired oxygen electron. After the combining that you can see here the oxygen orbital is get completely fulfilled with 8 number of electron and here hydrogen which need only one electron to fulfill the orbital it also get the one electron to get which allowed to fulfill the orbital of hydrogen. So here by the sharing of electron also the elements allowed to fulfill the orbital with electron. So this kind of the processes occur in chemical reaction in which atoms can lose their electron can share give their electron and they are allowed to some can gain the electron from the outermost orbital from another element and they allow to share the electron between each other and they become more stable because they after the part of the chemical reaction they can fulfill the orbital with the valence electron. That's the most important reason due to that the chemical reaction is happen. With this note we conclude the session. We'll see you in next session.